This is the exact roadmap I took to get my first client and scale it to hitting 10K per month with only video editing. And I will walk you through exactly how I improved my editing, how I got people to notice my editing, what I did right, what I did wrong, so you can just copy me. So at this point, I only knew how to cut and how to add sound effects. But I understood two important things, which is one, editing is the most important part and I have to improve as fast as possible. And two, visual effects inside of editing are the most important part of editing. And I have to put all of my effort into improving my visual effects specifically. So starting out the first 3 months, I did nothing but try to improve my editing. And the way that I did that is practice edits. Basically imaginary animations, just random ideas for me to improve my visual effects with no context behind them, no YouTube videos, no niches. Now this isn't the best way to start video editing, and I'm gonna tell you why in the what I did wrong section of the video. But nonetheless, I did something right, which was making visual effects my #1 priority. Starting out again, I would have focused on 3 things while doing that. Number 1, which I already did, was I did not go overboard. What most editors do nowadays is they look at their competition, they see that they're all doing like 2D animations or somewhat 3D animations, but instead of After Effects or Premiere, and they think about it looking at their competition and they want to one-up them, they want to do something better, which is a correct idea, but they do it in the wrong way. What they do is instead of using After Effects or Premiere, they just install Blender, and they spend days and weeks on one edit, and not just one edit. They spend days and weeks on a 15-second clip, which I would call going overboard, going way overboard. Most YouTube videos don't require these like 3D crazy animations, and they actually, if you ask the YouTubers who have millions of subscribers, they would tell you these way over-the-top animations most of the time hurt the video. But the bigger problem is not that they hurt the video, because there would still be some YouTubers that want them. The bigger problem is that they take forever and they don't have a high ROI, return on investment. On the most fundamental level, if I can make an animation better than me, 20% better than my animation, but it takes you 10 times as much time, I will make more money. Even though you're a better, on paper, video editor than me, you make better visual effects, it takes you way too long. Even when you get a video, for example, $2,000, it takes you a whole month to make. So you make $2,000 per month. Meanwhile, if I get a $2,000 video, it might take me a week and I would be making 8K per month. The rule #1 of editing is speed, doing it faster and doing it more efficiently, which leads us to the second part I would do if I was starting over again. While improving my editing, I would try to automate everything. Again, on the premise of speed. You don't have to make the same presets over and over again. You just need to make some presets that are customizable enough so that they're not copy paste, and you can just customize them, change them a bit for each and every animation. That way you can spend your extra time making the animation better instead of reinventing the wheel every time, which took me a long time, about a year, to automate all of my editing, because I started making pieces way later than I should have. But right now I have all of my presets sorted out and all customizable in a way that speeds up editing while still giving you creativity, which is why I made a free preset pack completely for free, not even an opt-in, because it took me way too long to make them and you can just use them for yourself. My preset pack is the first link of the description. It's free, no strings attached. Everyone who tried it was super confused on why I gave it away for free. So if you want to save countless hours, months of work, just click on the first link of the description and watch this preset, because it's a full walkthrough of the whole preset pack. And there are also some cool bonuses you will find it inside. And the third thing that I would have done differently right now is I wouldn't do practice edits, but we will go more in depth in that in the what I did wrong section of the video. Because first of all, let's cover how I got people to view my editing. So going back to me doing practice edits, when I started they weren't the greatest, they were actually pretty mid. But nonetheless, I did something good, which is I uploaded them on Twitter regardless, which is good for a couple of reasons. First of all, when I get to the point where I had good edits, the Twitter algorithm already knew that I was an editor. My profile was already warmed up. Usually you would have to post like 5 edits for Twitter to even know that you're an editor. They would just get no views, literally like 5 views, 3 views, like no one will see them. No matter how good you are, it just takes some time for Twitter to warm up your account. So the best way to skip that is to upload mid edits or edits that are not to your standard, but you're still learning. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be like 5 random animations. And while still being insecure about not being the best editor, I uploaded them regardless. So if you want to do that, there are 4 things that you need to keep in mind. #1 is the text of the actual post. Beside the actual video with the editing, the text should be as simple as possible. The templates that I use is just content preview for, and then I ping the YouTubers that I made an edit for, and then just a fire emoji or any random emoji. Don't overthink it. Any text that you can add will just make the preview do worse. Rule number 2 is put only the best animations. So if you made a lot of animations and some of them are great and some of them are mid, you don't put all of them, you only put the great ones. It's like how you don't post bad pictures on your Instagram. You only post the highlights of your life, you only post the good parts of it. This doesn't mean that you need to have great editing, it just means that you don't post the worst 80% of your editing. You only post the best 20%. My role of this is that you don't post any edit that is worse than your best edit. So if you posted an edit that was 4 out of 10, then you cannot post any edits that are below a 4 out of 10. Now you have to post an edit that is a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10 and you continue climbing. If you post an edit that was a 4 out of 10 and then posted an edit that was a 2 out of 10, so it's like taking the time to make the most beautiful Instagram ever and then posting the worst imaginable picture of yourself. The girls are not gonna scroll down, they're gonna just see that you're ugly and then they're gonna click off. The clients are the same. They're not gonna scroll down to see your best edit, they're only gonna see the most recent edit and then just base your editing skills off of that. Sorry for the weird analogy. But the third thing is that you should have every post between 15 and 60 seconds long. This one is quite straightforward, this is just the optimal length. If you have less than 15 seconds, just wait till you make more animations and post 15 seconds. If you have more than 60 seconds, then just make them into 2 separate posts. Number 4 is that the first second of your preview has to be your best animation. It cannot be the clip right before it, so you have, like, he has context, he knows what the YouTuber is talking about. He doesn't care what the YouTuber is talking about. The first frame is the best frame of your edit. You don't put the best animation later in the video. You don't put a talking head like someone talking to the camera and then the best animation. You put the best animation in the first frame of the video. That way it does the best. But that's enough of my personal story. Now let's go to the important part. What I did wrong and what I did right. Let's start with what I did wrong so you can learn from me. The first thing that I did wrong was I did practice edits instead of free edits. I was alluding to this earlier in the video, but practice edits are not the best way to start video editing. And that is for a couple of reasons. Number 1, YouTubers want to see YouTube work. They don't want to see random animations, they want to see how your editing would look in a real video. Number 2 is it forces you to use a style that is in demand. My animations at the time didn't have any actual use for them, they just looked cool. And they get lots of views. Right now, like, the most one has like 40,000 views. 40,000. But the catch is it didn't give me any client because no one wanted this style of editing for their YouTube videos. But if you do a re-edit, if you take a YouTube video and edit it and make it better, then you do a style that fits YouTube because by definition, you're doing it on a YouTube video. You know that this style works on this YouTube video. The second thing that I did wrong was I didn't automate everything. Again, first thing in the description, trace it back. Ooh. The third thing that I did wrong is that I rejected all clients that weren't in a certain range. So I said, like, okay, I'm gonna think long term, I'm gonna just improve my editing, and until then, until I improve my editing, I'm not gonna accept any videos under $1,500, which was quite unrealistic because I was starting out. Now I have charged like $7,000 for a video, 7,000, but at the time, $1,500 was too much for me. Quite frankly, I have never edited a YouTube video before, and that is a mistake because I didn't know that social proof is important in video editing. Yes, you can be the best video editor ever, but again, YouTubers want to see YouTube videos. They want to see YouTubers that you worked with. They want to see that you're reliable. And for 3 months, I didn't improve my social proof at all. I just improved my visual effects. Meanwhile, I could have improved my visual effects and gotten clients that I worked with, videos that I've done, views that I've gotten, and that would have made me more money. The second that I made a real video, my editing crews skyrocketed. Because now YouTubers have actual YouTube videos that they can look at. So going back, I would have just dropped my ego and accepted videos that were lower paying to be able to build up my portfolio. That was a mistake and it cost me time. Now let me stop hating on myself and let me glaze myself very quick because my ego is too hurt right now. The stuff that I did right. What I did right is I didn't care about storytelling, I didn't care about learning scripting, learning thumbnail design, learning anything that wasn't visual effects and retention. Now let me explain these two. Visual effects is visual effects. Retention is everything that makes the video get more views. And you learn this stuff by working with YouTubers and studying YouTube content. Retention is different than storytelling. Storytelling is like in movies, with the whole goal of storytelling is to make the ending specifically epic and satisfying. The only goal of retention is to get the viewer watching. The difference between storytelling and retention, for example, is in storytelling, you keep some slow scenes to build some emotion, build some character development, whatever. You have the video as a roller coaster, there are some low points for there to be some high points. Retention has some aspects of that. You do the same stuff, but for retention, not for storytelling. And the difference is with retention, if there was a clip in the first 30 seconds of the video that wasn't important, you just cut it. Maybe it improves the storytelling, but it decreases retention. And the YouTubers you work with will care about retention, making money, not storytelling. Retention is basically knowing what to cut out, learning how to do music correctly, learning how to make good visual effects, stuff like that are retention. They're making good videos. I spent all of my time learning how to make better videos, which by consequence made me learn visual effects most of the time, because that's the most important part of it. But if I spent my time learning storytelling and this pseudo like science that doesn't like no YouTuber cares about, I would have been making the same money right now. So the thing that I did right is I focused on the important parts, which are visual effects basically, and retention, which is making good videos. The second thing that I did right is after like I didn't work with any YouTubers for a longer period of time, after I discovered the importance of social proof, after like not working with any creator for a long time, after discovering the power of social proof, I didn't care about the pay at all. I went from one extreme to the other. I went from just charging as high as possible, and if they say no, I don't care, to not caring about the price, just caring about the YouTubers that I'm gonna work with, which has led to me working with some big names that have millions of subscribers. Social proof, they helped me make more money later on. So I worked with YouTubers with millions of subscribers, and I worked with YouTubers that allowed me to make some crazy visual effects so I can put them on my portfolio, which is good. I said like it's an extreme, but it's a good extreme. It's for sure way better than being on this extreme. I would encourage you to being on this extreme of not caring about the money for a long period of time, just improving your portfolio, improving your visual effects. If you're still starting out and you have made $0, then I get it. You want to make your first dollar, you want to know that it's real, like you can do this, and I can get like trying to cash out and make some money. But after you make some money and you commit to this, it would be way faster long term to just focus on making a portfolio that is worthy, making a portfolio that makes you stand out. And the third thing that I did super well is that I only focused on video editing. I didn't try different stuff out. I didn't try thumbnail design and then video editing and then agencies and then whatever. Any of these money making methods could work if you just focus on one for a long period of time. And I didn't make any money for a long period of time. Like from deciding that I want to do video editing to making like a full income, which was like $2,000 per month. It took me like 5 months in between them. A couple of months after that, I made 10K per month. It was exponential, but it was only exponential because I stayed with video editing for a long time, so I can see that exponential curve. And so that's everything that I've done to improve my editing, to get people to view my editing, what I did wrong, what I did right. Again, if you want to get the presets, if you want to get the editing reviewed by me for free, if you want like 14,000 plus sound effects and 1,600 plus uncopyrighted music, they're all in my free preset pack, completely for free. You can just go and grab it and see it.